When you're creating or transforming a garden, there's so much to think about, from the plants through to the hard landscaping. But have you ever thought about installing a water feature? It's such a calming, cooling addition to the space, and it brings a whole nother dimension to the garden. And if you thought a project like this was too hard or too pricey, then you'll love this DIY water fountain. It's made using 3 different types of containers, and so it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Joshy. We're starting with a really big pot because we want to make a big impact and still have that room for planting. So just make sure you choose a pot that's got some drainage holes at the bottom and put it on a level surface. Then we can get some potting mix in there.
They're trading places around me, but no one seems to have found me. And just because I shut my mouth.
When the potting mix is roughly this height, get your hands on a tub like this and just bury it into the potting mix. Now the idea is that that tub will be filled with water and it will provide a reservoir for the pump to draw water from. So you want it just below the rim there because we're going to put some pebbles on top, and this space around here will fill with potting mix. Just try not to get potting mix in the tub because you don't want it to block the pump. You can get a water feature pump kit like this from your local hardware store. All you need is an outdoor power point, and of course it's designed to go in water. So it will fit at the bottom of our little reservoir here. Now the next step is to get your hands on some poly pipe like this. Just make sure you get the right size to be able to fit over your pump outlet. Now you're probably wondering what on earth this pipe is for. So the idea is that we're going to put this pot on top to form the fountain, and of course the pipe is where the water's going to come through. Now we've also got here a bit of wire mesh or trellis. I'm going to feed it through and place it on top of the reservoir. So the idea is that that mesh will still allow the water to go through, but it'll provide a hard base for our pot to sit on. Now let's feed the poly pipe through the drainage hole on the bottom of the pot. It worked. I've just cut the pipe a little bit below the rim of the pot. Now this is the perfect time to test that your pump is working, because I can't tell you what a pain it is if you planted the whole thing out and then you have problems and you have to disassemble it. So let's get some water in the reservoir. Always make sure that the pump is fully submerged and top it up when you need to, because you don't want that pump running dry. So now that we know it's working, which is a good thing, we can make that flow a little bit more decorative. So you can buy these fountain heads that you can quite simply place onto your polytubing to create a different type of pattern. So this little tulip head will create a really nice chilled vibe. And because I want this top pot to fill with water, I'm just plugging the drainage hole at the bottom with a little bit of Aquaneed. The beauty of a project like this is that it's not just a fountain, it's also a planter. And so what I'm doing is I'm planting a few sort of larger things at the back, like these beautiful ferns. Then I want the planting to graduate down so that we have the more ground covering stuff at the front. And of course the beauty of working with shade plants is that we've just got some great foliage here. So I've got lots of heucherellas and heucheras in different colours. I love this one. This is a variety called Sweet Tea. You can see it's got lovely foliage colours, shades of burgundy, orange, bit of yellow in there, and then you get the bonus of cream coloured flowers through the warmer months. And it's just a great contrast to all the other colours that we've got going on here. One thing I love to do when I'm planting in shady or slightly dark areas is to use plants with light or bright coloured foliage, like the variegated types. This one, Lamium, is fantastic because it really jumps out at you from the shade. I'm building my empire. finishing touch. I'm just putting some pebbles on top of the grate here to cover it up. Then all that's left to do is plant out this area to complement our new addition. We've planted out the surrounding garden bed with a similar palette of shade-loving plants. Now I think it's time we better turn this thing on, see if it works. What do you reckon? Brilliant! Now I don't know about you, but I love the sound of running water. I find it really soothing. I also love being surrounded by plants. It makes you feel more relaxed. So when you create a fountain planter like this, you get twice the enjoyment.